Good day, folks. Today, the topic is going to be, can we chew gum and walk at the same time? Some people can't. I was working for in between jobs, eh? I was working for an outfit. We'll just call him, okay, the owner, eh? We'll call him Archie. Though, if some of you live in Ottawa, you know who it is. We'll just call him Archie. He had not a big company, but a decent sized company, eh? I was working for him, and I'm on the, like, it's commercial floors, okay? And there's all the fixtures in the ceiling, but they're upgrading it. LED lighting wasn't out then. It was just, they were updating all the, I guess this was, they were tenant buildings, and I guess they were upgrading the lighting, eh? So while I was doing, all the fixtures came from downstairs. There was a few guys downstairs wiring and putting a chunk of BX on the fixtures, and there was a few guys hauling the fixtures to the floors, and my job, I was alone, and the floor was, it was like two wings, okay, and it's all open from one end to the other, eh? And all I was doing is I was taking down the old fixtures, putting them in a pile, and then putting up all the fixtures, and like bringing all the BXs to the prospective place where we're going to put junction boxes, eh? Anyways, so I'm working away, eh? In a few days, like one floor after another. I think there was 12 floors of this, eh? Anyways, I'd done that for a week and a half, and so I decide I'm going to bring a radio on the job, eh? So I had the radio sitting on a shelf, like in front of a window, eh? So I was getting decent reception. I had some music, not blaring, eh? But I was at the other end of that floor, eh? So I had it pretty loud, eh? And anyways, I see a guy. He's wandering around, eh? And he's looking. He had this fancy little jacket, eh? Long jacket, eh? And no hard hat. And he says to me, he says, turn that radio off. I look at him, eh? And, hey, you work for these companies, eh? Like, it's the union that got you the job, and these guys phone to get somebody to work, but you're not the pick of the crop, you're just a number, eh? So this guy tells me to shut the radio off, and I said, who the are you? He says, just shut the radio off, eh? I said, I'm not shutting nothing off. He says, by Friday you'll find out who I am. You know who he was? He's the owner of Archie. He's the owner of the company, eh? I guess he figured I couldn't put up fixtures and listen to music at the same time, eh? But, hey, then I learned, eh, that there's some people, like, who was, he could have introduced themselves and be civil, and then ask me, or just tell me that if I worked for him, it wasn't acceptable, and then if I would have had a beef or whatever, I could explain myself. I didn't lose no time because of that radio playing, eh? But well, okay, we gotta put that in context of the years, eh? The years gone by, eh? But anyways, so and funny story, eh? This guy, about 10 years after, I went back working for. I got hired. And I was working for one of his supervisors, eh? And then I did maybe a year or so, and he was happy with the work I was doing. So then I became foreman for him, eh? And I ran a few jobs for him. Eh? And see, you never know. So he thought I was no good, and he let me go. But little did he know that a few years later he'd be hiring me, and especially like with the union, you don't got a choice. You start picking in the. It's just like picking in the apple basket. You get whatever. Like I was next on the line at the hall, Union Hall, and they got me. Bah, I always done my work, but like if you were. There's stories, eh? I work for special people, eh? No, I'm not gonna tell it. This would drag on too much. But I got many stories of jobs where I worked and the supervisors weren't 100%. Okay, that's enough for today. Comments are welcome, and we'll see you in the next one.